this is commemorating the 19th anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising. What that means to you. So let me just make sure he's got the camera ready, and just see what your feeling is about what that means to you and how you feel about today.
Well, I think that the Stonewall Uprising, of course, was really an important event because it was the first time that I know of in recent history that gay people have fought back against, you know, senseless violence and harassment. And I think that to commemorate it each year is important because it really brings out our unity, and we all gather here and everybody, I think, is glad to see how many people there are.
We hear there are over 275,000 today from people in the parade committee. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel?
Really good. I tend to think that there are at least 300,000 every year, or approximately. And I went to the March on Washington where there were 500,000. That felt even better. But I love the San Francisco parade.
All right. Well, thanks an awful lot.
To me, it means that I have an obligation to be as involved as I can in gay rights events, gay activities. I volunteer every chance I get because it means freedom for me. If I don't get out here and participate, I could lose my rights, I could lose my freedoms. And I admit that we don't have as many as we should, but what we have, I want to keep. So I want to be just as involved as I can. And this parade is almost, my roommate said, this is like Christmas to gay folks, To gay and lesbians, this is our Christmas. To me, it's great. It's wonderful.
Do you think there's any way to translate all this energy and all this power that everybody has here today into hard political gains?
I think the unity that we get from this kind of parade certainly develops into unity over the years. It does for us. In fact, what we're doing right now with Bay Black is we're trying to unify so that we can become stronger, so that we can help out in ways that will be necessary for our community. For instance, with AIDS, working with AIDS in the minority communities, in the black community, we want to be more visible and more helpful to our communities. And this is certainly helping us unify.
Well, thanks an awful lot. Great. Since this parade does commemorate the 19th anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising in New York, what does that mean to you?
Well, to me, that occurred during the period of the Black Power movement in this country, and it can't be seen separate from that, because the struggle that Black and Mexicans and Puerto Ricans and Native Americans made during that period not only gave inspiration but courage to those of us who also felt a difference with the United States government. And yet, that is forgotten today. And we have a real struggle with the parade committee this year because it denied Black Power Center, Uhuru House, any access to the community by denying them a food booth. And also the White Solidarity Committee, yet we've been here for 10 years, since 1978, winning tremendous support from the gay community for the struggle of black people in this country.
We're your same-sex advocates! We're your same-sex. Everybody has their wins!
Since this parade celebrates the 19th anniversary of the uprising at Stonewall and the struggle since then, what does that mean to you?
Well, as most gay groups, we have a lot of ground to break in almost any organization we belong to. The Republican Party is not as inclusive as we would like it to be. And so for us, it's an opportunity to push for greater inclusiveness within the Republican Party and to moderate its position on a lot of the issues that gay people want. A lot of people will come by and say, how can you be Republicans? Well, I am a Republican, and neither a straight person nor a gay person is going to tell me that I can't be. And I think that it's important for us to come out wherever we are, whether we're Republicans or Democrats, to work within the system to make sure that our voices are heard. And there's no conflict in my mind of being a Republican and gay, because those things are so personal. I mean, how I vote and how I want to see the political system move are very, very important. And so for me to express myself within the Republican Party is as important as it would be for a gay person within the Democratic Party. It's important that we be heard and that our voices represent the voices of gay people everywhere.
This afternoon, Douglas Conrad and Jennifer Roberts, who are the co-chairs of the San Francisco Lesbian Gay Freedom Day Committee, announced that with over 275,000 marchers, viewers, and as well as participants in Civic Center, this is unquestionably the largest Lesbian Gay Freedom Day in the history of San Francisco.
This parade is basically celebrating the 19th anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising in New York. What does that mean to you?
I think that it means that we're developing a history. I also think that it's just equally as significant that San Francisco is celebrating 10 years of gay pride in terms of the fact that 10 years ago Harvey Milk was the supervisor. 10 years ago the gay band came marching down Market Street for the very first time. 10 years ago the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus was formed. The rainbow flag was developed for the first time that we all saw on the streets. So, you know, one of the things that happens here is that we're developing a history, and I think that's very significant.
This is the 19th anniversary of the uprising at Stonewall, and that's what this parade and celebration is all about. What does that mean to you?
Well, it means that we're progressing, but we have still a long way to go to get our equal rights, which we're fighting for right now, including the military, like Perry Watkins and Marion Benchalone on the East Coast and so on. So we're working with them.
Will it take another 19 years, do you think?
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I don't think it will.
Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Great. Since this is, you know, so many people are so active here today, do you think there's a way that we can translate all of this energy into political activity that brings us more rights so that more of us will feel comfortable to come out?
Well, I think that's what's happening. I think that's what all of these booths are about. Is that the translation of this energy, this excitement about coming out and reclaiming our rights.
Essentially, that means the period where we went public, where we were no longer afraid to be seen or to make our stand or stand up for our rights. It's a celebration. It's a celebration of that event for what this community is and what it's going to become.